How are you all doing? That's what we want to hear. That's great. Okay, well, I want to say good afternoon and welcome. We are thrilled to be here today. I want to thank members of the media who are here. I would like to thank Vermont Attorney General Charity Clark for joining us here today. And above all else, I would like to thank the VPIRG canvassers and organizers who are here with us today. I will get to that. I am Paul Burns. I'm the Executive Director of VPIRG, the Vermont Public Interest Research Group. And I am thrilled to be here to launch for the 41st summer, the VPIRG Summer Outreach Canvass. This isn't even the full group, I should say, because we've got some people out camping because they are working in areas of the state that are too far to come back on a daily basis. And so this is most, but not all, of the fantastic summer outreach canvassers that we have working for us this year. I am absolutely thrilled. This may end up being the largest door-to-door VPIRG canvass in history. It's fitting that we are gathered here at Roosevelt Park. Franklin Roosevelt, of course, led this country in a time of fear, economic hardship, and a threat of authoritarianism. The threat in his time, of course, was from outside of the country. President Roosevelt reminded Americans that when we come together and work from the ground up, this country is capable of truly amazing things. It is in that spirit that we bring all of us together today. For more than 50 years, VPIRG has worked to give Vermonters a stronger voice on the decisions that affect their lives. And for more than 40 of those years, the summer canvass has been the beating heart of this work. Since 1985, VPIRG canvassers have been walking and biking the streets of Vermont. We started as a small team going door to door in Chittenden County and surrounding area. It has now become a statewide organizing force. On average, these folks behind me will knock on over 1,500 doors a night. By the end of the summer, they will visit Vermonters in every single city, village, town, and gore throughout this state. Am I right? Every year, the canvass teaches us something important. Democracy is not just something that happens in Montpelier or in Washington. Democracy happens face to face. It happens on porches, sidewalks, dirt roads, and kitchen steps. It happens when somebody knocks on a door, listens with respect, and invites their neighbor to take action. Last year, VPIRG launched Democracy Summer because we believed the attacks on our country's fundamental values demanded something bigger from us. The need is even greater now, and the work continues as Democracy Vermont. We believe this is no time for capitulation, no time to give up or give in. This is no time to lose hope, because let's be clear, those that are threatening our democracy want us to lose hope. They win when we lose hope. The authoritarians, the bullies, the wannabe dictators, that's what they want to see. Democracy Vermont campaign is fueled by hope and sustained by the support of Vermonters from one end of the state to the other. These dedicated canvassers are making a difference, giving democracy a boost, one conversation at a time. These folks behind me, are not about to give in to bullies. They will not give up hope. They are hope. They are the living embodiment of the idea that we can fight back. We still have rights, we still have freedom, and we have a responsibility to show what a healthy democracy looks like. Part of that means making sure that our government answers to people, not billionaires, not corporations, and not anyone who believes they are above the law. VPIRG is working in the State House, the courthouse, and in the streets. We'll talk about some of that, more about the courthouse and the State House in a moment, but as far as the streets go, these people are making it happen. They're doing the work that VPIRG has always done, organizing. We're knocking on doors, we're listening to Vermonters, building the people power needed to win real change. That's why these canvassers are so important. They're reminding people that they are not powerless. They're helping to turn concern into action, frustration into community, and fear into resolve. To these canvassers, thank you, all of you. You are carrying forward one of Vermont's strongest organizing traditions. You are the face of Democracy Vermont this summer, so be thoughtful, be kind, and be courageous. You know that this work matters now more than ever. And now I am pleased to introduce somebody who knows what it takes to build, train, and lead a team into the field, VPIRG Canvas Director, Abigail Sweet. Abigail.
Thank you so much, Paul. Hi, everybody. My name is Abigail Sweet. I'm a lifelong Vermonter from Fairfax, Vermont in Franklin County, and I'm proud to be one of the canvas directors for VPIRG's Democracy Vermont campaign this year. Growing up in a small Vermont town, I know how important canvas conversations can be. Vermonters know when something feels wrong, and they know when decisions are being made too far away from them or by people who are not listening to them. And they know that democracy is supposed to belong to all of us. That is why I am so excited about this team. Every summer, VPIRG canvassers do something that is simple in nature, but also really powerful. We knock on doors, we talk to people, we listen. We give Vermonters an avenue to create change and take action. This summer, a lot of Vermonters are worried. They are worried about attacks on our voting rights. They are worried about corruption. They are worried about the abuse of power trickling down from the federal level. They are worried about the cost of living, the climate crisis, and whether our generation will inherit a democracy strong enough to solve the problems ahead. As canvassers, our job is not to pretend that those worries are not real. Our job is to listen, to connect, and then offer people a way to act. That is what Democracy Vermont is all about. It is about reminding people that they still have power. It is about helping people see that they are not alone. It is about turning concern into action, one conversation at a time. At VPIRG, we love to say that canvassing is the last true form of direct democracy. And at a time where almost all of us gather our information about our country, state, and communities from algorithm-designed, AI-dominated social media, that sentiment is more important now than ever. Canvassing is not always an easy job. You know, some days are hotter than others. Most days are really long. But when someone opens their door and has been waiting for a way to get involved or feels hopeful about the future by the end of the interaction, we know that this work is worth the long days and the extensive planning it takes. Because grassroots mobilization matters. To the canvassers standing here with me today, I'm so proud to work alongside all of you this summer, and I thank you so much for choosing to spend your Burlington summer making a difference here in Vermont. I know what it feels like to look around and wonder what kind of future we are walking into, but I also know this. When we organize, we are not just reacting to the future. We are helping shape it, one conversation at a time. This summer, Vermonters are going to see you all in their neighborhoods, in their communities, and right there at their doorstep. Because of each of you, more Vermonters will know that their voice, their experiences, and their opinions matter, and that all of them have a critical role to play in defending our democracy right here in Vermont. Now, I'm super excited to introduce one of the organizers who is helping bring this campaign to Vermonters in every corner of the state, VPIRG's lead field organizer, Josh Ferguson.
Thank you, Abby. My name is Josh Ferguson, and I'm a field organizer with VPIRG. And you know, at VPIRG, we talk a lot about people power. And that's really because it's quite simple. People power is how change happens. And over the past year, in collaboration with our partners, Abby, myself, and my colleague Jordan have hosted over 100 community events from Bennington to St. Johnsbury. And this field team has co-hosted informational sessions, movie screenings, press conferences, resistance trainings, and candidate debates, just like the one we are helping host tonight in Virgins at the Opera Hall, where we expect almost 200 people to show out for democracy and elections here in Vermont tonight. We've also directed that passion into the State House, helping facilitate hundreds of visits to the State House this past session, thousands of phone calls, and turned out tens of thousands of Vermonters to resist Donald Trump's authoritarian regime during No Kings protests across the state. And when our canvassers knock on doors, they're not just having one conversation, they're building, they're compounding on those conversations. And that conversation, those people allow VPIRG to fight and to win in the State House. And those wins don't happen by accident. These folks did not get here by accident today. And they happen because people organized. They happen because Vermonters spoke up. They happen because canvassers go out every single day and invite more people into the work every day, even if it's one single person. That's one more person who can help us. That is what Democracy Vermont is about. We are building the people power needed to defend democracy and make the change we need to see in our future. The door to an affordable future, a healthy environment, and a democracy that reflects the true needs of Vermonters is wide open, right? And the folks standing behind me are the people who are holding that door open for the communities they bike into every day, they walk into, and they drive to. They go above and beyond to invite people to show them the levels of access they can have to government if they just ask the right questions. So to the canvassers, thank you for being a part of that work. I genuinely mean that. Thank you so much. I've knocked on my fair share of doors with VPIRG over the years. I know the conversations you have this summer will matter. Recruitment for a movement is the most important job a person can have. And you all will make VPIRG stronger. They'll make Vermont stronger. They'll help people see that democracy is something we build together, not apart. And with that, let me hand it back over to Paul to introduce our special guest.
Thank you, Josh. Work your magic. Microphone magic, we call this. Hey, I just want to say this summer, as some of you know, marks an anniversary for me. It was 40 years ago this summer that I started knocking on doors for the New York PIRG, just across the lake. So I am thrilled, yeah. So if you want to make a career of this, you really can. We'll see you in 40 years. Look, I want to just say a couple of things before I introduce our Attorney General, Charity Clark. I'm thrilled to have you here today. The work that we have done to build support, thousands of conversations, tens of thousands of members and supporters across the state, makes possible all of these successes that we are able to achieve in organizing, in our work at the State House, even in our work in the courthouse. I just wanted to mention a couple of the things that we've been doing this year in the State House. As the Trump administration has granted immunity to chemical manufacturers, we passed the nation's first ban on paraquat linked to Parkinson's disease. As the U.S. Supreme Court rolls back voting rights, we passed new protections for voters and election workers here in Vermont. As the president attacks clean energy and fails to address rising health care costs, we made it easier for Vermonters to install plug-in solar and to purchase lower-cost prescription drugs right here in Vermont. In the courthouse, I am proud to say that we have been working closely with the Attorney General and her staff to hold polluters accountable and to protect Vermonters' sensitive voter files from the hands of the Trump administration. And that's just a little bit. I do want to say we are thrilled to work on those couple of cases with the Attorney General. But this Attorney General, representing what has to be one of the smallest offices of attorneys in the country, in the AG's office, has not let that stop her from representing and looking out for the best interests of Vermonters. I'll let her explain how many times that she has done that to address the concerns that she sees on behalf of all Vermonters. But make no mistake, our Attorney General is a champion for looking out for Vermonters, and we are thrilled to have her here. Charity Clark, Vermont Attorney General, please join us.
Let's see if I can see my remarks without my sunglasses on. Summer 2026. What a time in history to be mobilizing Vermonters and protecting Vermont. I want to commend all the canvassers standing behind me who will be spending their summer doing this important work. Hats off to each and every one of you. Thank you. I am honored to be here today as a part of this kickoff. I want to say that it's also a kind of wild time to be an Attorney General. As Attorney General, I am the person who is responsible for protecting the sovereign state of Vermont in court. Over the past year and a half, I have been called upon to do that in many cases against the Trump administration. As of today, I have had to sue the Trump administration 52 times. When I was sworn in last January as Attorney General, I swore an oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States, and every day since, I have stood by that oath. Because no president has the right to violate the United States Constitution or federal law, and as Attorney General, it is my job to fight against those illegal and unconstitutional actions on behalf of the sovereign state of Vermont. Thank you. Over the past year and a half, President Trump has shown utter contempt for the rule of law, the Constitution, Congress's authority, and the sovereignty of this brave little state. The common thread of all of his violations is difficult to ignore. He is trying to consolidate power in the executive branch, in the presidency, in himself. But this is America. And in this America, we believe in the rule of law, the three branches of government, and the sovereignty of state, and the separation of powers. No man is a king in this country. In fact, the whole country was kind of designed with that premise. With these 52 lawsuits, I and fellow state attorneys general across the country have blocked many unconstitutional and illegal acts by the Trump administration, and I have brought tens of millions of dollars back to the state of Vermont that were illegally withheld. But most of our 52 lawsuits are ongoing and mostly will take a long time. Probably Donald Trump will be gone by the time some of them resolve. Let me promise you this. Every single time the Trump administration violates the Constitution or violates federal law, I and the patriots at the Attorney General's office will sue to protect Vermont, to protect democracy, and to protect the very structure of our United States of America. It is very unfortunate that I have had to spend so much of my time bringing these lawsuits and motions for preliminary injunction, which, by the way, we usually win. Our win rate is 93% right now. I'd rather be working on the problems facing Vermont, not the problems created by our president. As a litigator, I am a fighter, however, and I like offense, not defense. Over the past year and a half, I have unfortunately had to play a lot of defense. I have fought alongside VPIRG, making change to protect our data privacy, to protect our environment, to protect democracy, and I know VPIRG likes offense too. Through all the chaos, through all the disregard of our storied democracy and our United States Constitution and our federalist system, I want to reassure you that I, Charity Clark Patriot, and all the patriots at the Attorney General's office will continue fighting for all of it. Fighting for the rule of law, for democracy, for our brave little state. I know that you all are patriots too, patriots who will spend your summer shoring up support for our democracy energizing our communities and having face-to-face conversations to break down partisan divides. And I want to give a special shout out to the three of you who came to my house a week or two ago and delighted me and also took my money. We're going to need a lot more of that over the next few years. We know democracy depends on our informed and active engagement. When I was a little kid growing up in southern Vermont, it was the last days of the Cold War and Ronald Reagan was president. That's how old I am. I was about to say remember him, but I think only a couple of us do. There was a lot of fear at that time. We were afraid of nuclear war, of environmental catastrophe, and of AIDS. Baby boomers love to tell us that when we grew up, we would fix everything. And I remember resenting that so much and thinking, how about you all fix it now? That would be better. Now that I am middle-aged and a little wiser, I know that this was always going to be a group project. In this moment, our project needs people like VPIRG canvassers who are activated, informed, organized, and dedicated, who can mobilize our communities to create change. We need to be robustly exercising our fundamental rights and freedoms. That includes speaking up, attending protests, and petitioning our government. We need to be writing op-eds to our local papers, supporting the free press, and my favorite, buying banned books. This fall, we should be thinking about volunteering for candidates outside of Vermont in purple districts because it is crucial that we restore sanity in Congress by removing Republican control of the House and the Senate. As Attorney General, I swear an oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States, and every day at work, that's what I'm doing. As advocates and as Americans, we all need to be asking ourselves what we can do in this moment. What is our part on the group project? So lean in, stand up for our democracy, be a patriot. Now is the time to defend this messy, flawed, imperfect, beautiful American experiment. It gets me choked up, doesn't it? But I want to reassure you always, do not despair. Our country is strong. It was designed to overcome a tyrant king. It was designed to be a government of the people, by the people, for all of us. Congratulations on this kickoff, and thank you so much for having me. Good luck.
Here for a second. How about one more time, Vermont Attorney General and VPIRG member Charity Clark. I just want to say, if you stay right here, because we're going to move this away in a moment, we'll just take a few more photos, but I just want to thank you genuinely. When I heard that several canvassers did visit your home, I said, there's not an attorney general in the country who will respond more favorably to canvassers knocking on their door than Charity Clark. So I am genuinely thankful for that, and most importantly for the work that you and your tremendous staff of patriots are doing every day. So thank you for that.
I should also add that my daughter really favors sleeping in your t-shirts. Thank you for those.
They're awesome t-shirts, right? Love that. Okay, folks, one more time, the VPIRG canvas. How about it? Let's hear it. Okay, thanks. We're going to bring this to a conclusion. We're going to get some photos, and thank you all for being here today. I really appreciate it. Cheers.
I'm VPIRG's lead field organizer, and we just wrapped up our Democracy Vermont campaign release event with special guest Attorney General Charity Clark. And you might ask, why are we doing this, right? Well, it's important for us at VPIRG in this moment in history when we feel that there is an authoritarian takeover happening at the federal level of government, that we show out in force and visualize what it looks like when a community comes together, what it looks like when a community isn't afraid of a bully. And we're not done. We're going to come to doors all across the state, talk to Vermonters, talk to them about how they're feeling about the current state of our government, of our American dream, and ask them how they want to help out to ensure that the Vermont that comes next year and in future years represents a state that is thriving and allows young Americans like myself and my peers gathered here today to thrive and stay in Vermont. And so we're going to be loud, we're going to be proud, and we're going to stand up for what we believe in. Thank you so much.
So I just want to say we're thrilled to be kicking off VPIRG's 2026 Summer Canvass. This is Democracy Vermont. Our canvassers are going to be knocking on more than 1,500 doors a night. We'll probably knock on more than 80,000 doors across the state this summer, visiting every city, town, village, and gore all across the state, talking to people about the importance of getting active in defending our democracy and our freedoms. We are thrilled about the work that we've done so far and thrilled about the reactions that we're getting from people at the doors across the state. So if you see a canvasser knocking on your door, please be welcoming. If you agree with what they are talking about, if you think that our democracy is being threatened and that we ought to do more about it here in Vermont, give your support. Give them a glass of water. Be kind, because our hope is that they will have positive interactions wherever they're going. This is democracy as it exists today, face to face. We're putting in the time. We have the people doing it. We're thrilled about the reactions that we're getting across Vermont.
Hi, my name's Anna.
Hi, my name is Miles.
I'm Gracie. We're here at the Democracy Vermont summer kickoff event. We are so excited to work with such a cool group of young people this summer, making change day by day. Super excited to see where the rest of the summer takes us. Thank you for having us here.